It is fine. Okay, so students, I'm sharing it again. So biology has come from two Greek words, bios and logos. So bios is basically, in Greek, bios means life. In Greek, bios means life and logos means study. So basically, if we see, biology is basically the study of life. So life belongs to whom? Life belongs to living organisms. Life belongs to living organisms. And the living organisms have been divided into 5 kingdoms. Living organisms have been divided into 5 kingdoms. So there are 5 kingdoms in which the living organisms have been divided. So you can see these kingdoms, as you all know, these are kingdom Monera. Then there is one called as kingdom Protista. So in short, we call them as protists, and protists are of two kinds. One is plant protists and the other is animal protists. Then the third one is what you call as fungi, and fungi includes the fungus. You must be familiar with fungus. There are so many fungus. Penicillium is there, streptomyces is there. There are so many, and they cause so many diseases as well. And there is one fungus which is very, very important. It's from which the first antibiotic was discovered. Whenever you go to a doctor, the doctor tells you to take antibiotic. The first antibiotic, that is penicillin, it was discovered from a fungus, Penicillium notatum. So fungi is another kingdom. Fungi is basically the plural of fungus. And then you have Plantae, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So Animalia is the last kingdom, and this is the most advanced one also. So this is also very, very important. So what we see is that when talking about Monera, Monera includes what? Monera includes bacteria. It includes bacteria. Protista. Protista includes plant protists and animal protists like amoeba, like entamoeba, like giardia. There are so many, like paramecium. So there are so many organisms. Fungi includes fungus, and Plantae includes plants, and Animalia includes animals. Although there are animal protists as well, but animal protists are included as unicellular protists. So Protista is different from Animalia. Protista is having unicellular organisms, whereas fungi, Plantae, and Animalia, these are including multicellular organisms. So right now, a very important term has come, which shows that we have said that fungi, Plantae, and Animalia, this includes multicellular organisms, whereas the kingdom Protista and bacteria, they are unicellular organisms. But Protista is different and bacteria is different. Bacteria, which belongs to kingdom Monera, is included under prokaryotes. So can you tell me what is the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes? It's very, very simple to understand it. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes, what is the difference between these two? All these 4 kingdoms are included in eukaryotes. So what is the difference between these two? See, it's very easy to understand the terminologies in biology. Pro means first, and karyon means nucleus. In Greek, karyon means nucleus and pro means first. So what do you mean by this is that pro is first and karyon means nucleus. So prokaryote means an organism in which the first nucleus came into being. But that nucleus was not a true nucleus because it is not enclosed by nuclear membrane. It is not enclosed by nuclear membrane, and it is not having a nucleolus. As you all know, you must have studied in class 10th that nucleus consists of a proper structure, which is there, nuclear membrane is there, and a structure, a small rounded structure called as nucleolus is there. But prokaryotes do not have nuclear membrane. They do not have nucleolus, but eukaryotes have nuclear membrane as well as the nucleus. In addition to that, there are certain membrane-bound organelles like mitochondria, which is called as the powerhouse of the cell. endoplasmic reticulum, which is responsible for ER. It is called as ER, endoplasmic reticulum, ER. Then Golgi bodies. All of these are membrane-bound organelles, but these membrane-bound organelles are not present in prokaryotes. They are only present in eukaryotes. They are not present in prokaryotes. They are only present in eukaryotes. So this turns out to be very, very important. That, see, the best thing about this is that, pro means first and karyon means nucleus. So it means that monerans, or the bacteria, they are the most primitive organisms which were not having true nucleus. Their nucleus did not consist of nuclear membrane. Their nucleus did not consist of nucleolus, and they do not have membrane-bound organelles. That's why kingdom Monera is completely different from all these four kingdoms, which are called as Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. And talking about eukaryotes, you can divide the organisms into two types. Kingdom Protista includes unicellular organisms. So what are unicellular organisms? Unicellular organisms are those organisms which are made up of only one cell. Unicellular organisms are those organisms which are made up of only one cell, Whereas multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. Multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. Multi means many. Cellular means cell. So here you can understand this. Multicellular means what? They are made up of many cells. Whereas uni means just one and cellular means cells. So it means that it is made up of only one cell. So which one is more advanced? Multicellular is more advanced. We are multicellular. Fungi is multicellular. Plantae, they are also multicellular. So multicellular is more advanced. Why it is more advanced? See, in unicellular organisms, there is a problem. The problem is that if the body is made up of one cell, in that case, if that particular cell is damaged, it means the whole organism is damaged. Whereas in case of multicellular organisms, if one particular cell is damaged or a particular cell type is damaged, then also the organism is able to survive. Why? Because there is a term called as, you must write it. This is very, very important. I hope you all have your notebooks with you. So just write it. This is very, very important. This is called as division of labor. Division of labor. So this division of labor is present in multicellular organisms, but it is not present in unicellular organisms. Why it is so important? Because the cells of the kidney, they perform a different function. The cells of the lungs, they perform respiratory function. The cells of the kidney, they perform excretory function. Their job is to form tissues. Tissues form organs. Organ form different organs. They form organ systems. So I hope you know the hierarchy. The hierarchy is that similar cells performing similar functions, they combine to form tissues. Similar tissues, combining similar tissues which are forming similar functions, they combine to form organs. So here I will write it for you. Similar cells which are performing similar functions, they form tissues. Tissues give rise to organs. And organs give rise to, I hope you get this. So tissues give rise to what? Organs. And organs give rise to organ systems. So this is how the hierarchy is there. And organ systems, for example, we have respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, digestive system, movement, that is muscular system, skeletal system. We can do movement as well as locomotion. We have nervous coordination system. We have endocrine coordination system to control all these systems. We have these two systems. So all these systems make what? One organism like us. One organism like us. So tissues give rise to organs. Organ give rise to organ systems. And organ systems give rise to what you call as what? Organisms. Organ systems give rise to organisms. So this is very, very important. But this kind of hierarchy is possible only in multicellular organisms. So the cells of the kidney, they perform excretory functions. The cells of the lungs, they perform respiratory functions, the cells of the small intestine, large intestine, or stomach, they perform digestive functions. Similarly, the cells of what you call as the gonads, that is testis in males and ovaries in females, that performs reproductive functions. So there are several and different kinds of functions associated with each of the different kinds of organs, which are formed by similar tissues and which are formed by similar cells performing similar functions. So that is possible only in case of multicellular animals, and that's why multicellular animals are considered as more advanced because of this feature, which is called as division of limb. I hope it is all clear to you. If it is not clear, you can ask me a question, or you can just send me through your chat message. Any doubt I would like to take for 1 minute, and after that I would like to move forward with you. So I would like to answer your questions if you're having any doubt till now. We have studied about what is biology. We have studied what are the 5 kingdoms into which living organisms can be divided, and then we studied about what is the difference between multicellular and unicellular organisms, and before that we studied about what is the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So yeah, if you have, we would like to have any question. Students, if you would like to have any questions, you can send me through chat as well. Have you understood it all? Just give me a reply in yes or no, or if there is any doubt, just write that topic, just that topic, so that I can explain it to you. Because our understanding is very, very important, as I told you in the beginning itself. Yes, any questions from your side? Yes. Okay, Deepani has asked one question. Double membrane bound nucleus and membraneless bound nucleus. Yes, Sandeepani, membraneless bound nucleus is not there. It is, if something is membraneless, how can it be bound? So basically in prokaryotes, we do not have a nuclear membrane, and we have a primitive nucleus. And since we have a primitive nucleus, that nucleus is called as, since it is not having nuclear membrane, since it is not having nucleolus, it is called as a false nucleus. It is called as false nucleus. There is a term which has been given to the nucleus of bacteria or Monera, that is called as nucleoid. That is called as nucleoid. And this is also called as incipient nucleus, since this was the first one in which even the nuclear membrane is not present. So this is also called as incipient nucleus. There is another term for that, which is also called as genophore. So these are the terms in NEET. When they ask you the question, they're going to give these names, and then there has to be one option, all of these. So they can give you that the nucleus of prokaryotes is known as incipient nucleus, nucleoid, genophore, and the fourth option would be all of these. So here the answer would be not only one option is correct, all the options are correct. So the answer would be all of these. I think someone has sent a chat. I would like to entertain that. Where is that gone? Just a moment. Someone has sent a chat. Can you resend it? I think there was some question. Was it from Puneet or Mahesh? Can you resend it? Or Krishna? Was there any question? If there was any question, you can resend it. Okay, I hope. Krishna, you got the concept clear, or is there any doubt? Just send me through chat. Mahesh, Puneet, and Sandeepani, just send me through chat. Yes, students. Is it clear to you? Yes or no? Yes, yes, the messages are coming now. Okay, Sandeepani, good. Good, Sandeepani, doubt is clear. That's good. And Puneet is saying, I'm okay. And okay. So, no doubts to you. And what about Mahesh? Mahesh, I have not received anything from you, beta. Is the voice going to you? Are you able to hear the things? Because if you're not able to hear, then my purpose would be defeated. The purpose of this class would be defeated. Yes. So is it clear, Mahesh? Everything is clear? Because if you say yes, then I will proceed. Otherwise, I will tell you your doubts, then I will proceed. I cannot proceed until you tell me. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'm just moving forward now. So these are the different kinds of living organisms which we have in the 5 kingdoms. But as I told you in the very beginning, you must be able to see here, biology is the branch of science which deals with the study of life. Please note it down, all of you. Note it down, please, because this is very, very important. All these things are very important. I'm telling you as you are going to get the questions, because these notes are going to be very, very helpful for you when you are going to give your NEET exams. You have to highlight the main points so that you are able to revise it after 2 years when the NEET exam is going to be there in the year 2022. So biology is the study of life, we said, and we saw that the life can be divided into all these 5 kingdoms. We talked about unicellular, multicellular organisms. We talked about prokaryotes and eukaryotes also. But is life limited only to these 5 kingdoms, or is there any other organism in which there is possibility of life? One question. Because see, we said biology is the study of life, and life belongs to these, the organisms which are present in these 5 kingdoms. But is there any other organism which we can call as living? Yes. I hope, if you don't mind, shall I erase it? And shall I go for the next slide? Let me check. Yes, Sandeepani, right answer. The answer is viruses. So let's see. It's very, very important. Just now, we all are, sitting inside our homes, and we are all bound to go for online classes only because of the lockdown. Although the lockdown has been, the government has started the process of unlocking actually in India, but still, it is just like lockdown. It is completely like lockdown. People are not going out of their homes. The offices are still not that, into that enthusiastic mode. So this kind of situation has come because of a virus. And viruses, if I tell you, which kingdom you can include these viruses into? Which of these 5 kingdoms? If I want to ask you a question that viruses should be included in which kingdom, can you tell me? Okay. Sandeepani, you said separate kingdom. So which is that kingdom? Can you tell me? Or shall we go for a 6 kingdom classification? Yes. I like this kind of discussion, because this kind of discussion, ensures that you're going to succeed in NEET. Definitely, I can assure you. Yes. Mahesh, would you like to give the answer? Sandeepani has said that there is a separate kingdom in which we can keep the viruses. Mahesh, which kingdom we can put it in? Great. Okay, I would like to have answer from, yes, Krishna, you'd like to answer it? Yes, please send it to me. Send your answer. Okay, one more student has come. I would admit him. Yes, Krishna, you'd like to answer? I was waiting for you. You have raised your hand. I'm waiting for your answer. Yes. No, Krishna, no. Viruses, they are not a separate kingdom. Viruses are not a separate kingdom. A new student has come. I think, yes, the new student who has come, you will have to mute yourself. Better, there is a lot of noise. You will have to mute yourself, or shall I mute you? Okay. So the thing is that, Krishna, it is not a separate kingdom. As Sandeepani said, yes, Mahesh, they don't belong to any kingdom. One more guy is there, Puneet, Vishwa, R.A. Vishwa. You have just entered into the class. Can you tell me, we started the class with biology and all the different kinds of kingdoms we have, and then we discussed prokaryotes and eukaryotes, then we discussed unicellular and multicellular organisms, and now I have asked a question that which class or which kingdom you can include the viruses into. So Puneet, I would like to get an answer from you. And R.A. Vishwa, would you like to answer this question? Viruses can be included in which kingdom? Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Since you have just joined the class, I have repeated the things for you in quite a bit. Yes. Puneet. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, R.A. Vishwa Kumar. R.A. Vishwa. He's the new student who has just entered. Yes, R.A. Vishwa. Beta, you would like to answer this question? Viruses can be included in which kingdom? No. No, 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 no. I think there is one thing which, I think Krishna also said, and Mahesh also said, and Sandeepani, you were the first one who just said this. Viruses are neither living nor non-living. So it is called as, write it down, it is called as an enigma of life. Viruses are called as enigma of life. These are enigma. Enigma means what? A kind of mystery, a puzzle which is not very easy to solve. It's a kind of a puzzle, very big puzzle. Why? Because outside our body, it is non-living. And inside our body, it is living. Outside our body, it is non-living. Inside our body, it is living. What do you mean by this? See, if the virus is present on your chair or your bed or your table, is it going to cause your disease? No, not at all. But when it enters into your body, it becomes living. Viruses can be crystallized outside the body in a bottle. Viruses can be crystallized outside the body, and a living organism cannot be crystallized. Only a non-living thing can be crystallized. So this shows its similarity with the non-living thing. But when it enters into your body, through our mouth or through our nose or through anything, or through any wound which has been inflicted upon us, it enters into our body. And when it enters into our body, it starts multiplying. It starts multiplying. So can you believe that, how this happens? This is something which is very, very important. It starts multiplying, and you know what happens? It's the number of viruses increases to a particular threshold level, and when it crosses that threshold level, we tend to have symptoms. And you must be knowing that in the COVID-19 situation, people and the doctors have been telling us that the symptoms appear after 9 to 14 days. Why? Because 9 to 14 days is the duration which is required for the viruses to multiply up to a threshold level. So viruses follow two kinds of life cycles. One is called as Lytic Cycle. I think this is a new thing for you, but you must write this, Lytic Cycle, and the other is called as Lysogenic Cycle. What is a Lytic Cycle? See, in biology, try to remember the meaning of this word. Lysis means breakdown. Lysis means breakdown. So when we talk about breakdown, it means what? The process in which something is being broken down. So what helps is that, if a particular thing has been broken down, it will release something. So what is being broken down? The cell. And the lysis of the cell is caused by the viruses when the numbers increases up to a particular threshold level. So Lytic cycle is the cycle in which, write it down, the viruses, Lytic cycle is the cycle in which, Lytic cycle is the cycle in which the viruses tend to multiply inside the living cells, and cause the lysis of the cells. And when the lysis of the cell is caused, the cell bursts, releasing the huge number of viruses into our body. And this number keeps on multiplying and multiplying, and finally it reaches up to the threshold level. And finally what you have is that the number of viruses which is beyond the threshold level, and that's why you get the symptoms. Before the viruses reach a particular threshold level, you are not going to have any symptoms. I hope it is fine. The next one is Lysogenic Cycle. Now what is a Lysogenic Cycle? In the Lysogenic cycle, see, some of the viruses, they tend to integrate into the host genome. Suppose our DNA is there. We're going to have our DNA. We all have our DNA. All the organisms have their DNAs. So in our DNA, what happens is that the integration of the viral genome with our genome takes place. And with our DNA, whenever our cells are multiplying, whenever our cells are dividing using mitosis or meiosis process, our cells will divide. The DNA of our cells, which has now become integrated with the DNA of the viruses, it will also multiply along with our genome. So since it has integrated with the host genome, it will keep on, inflicting the things, and it will result in the production of faulty proteins. Because you must be knowing that the DNA we have results in the formation of RNA, and RNA results in the formation of proteins. Here, the proteins which we are talking about is not a normal body protein. It is something which is called as the functional proteins, which result in the phenotype, how we look, how our nose appears, how our lips appear, how our eyes appear, how is our behavior, how is the color of our hair, what is the color of our eyeball. Everything is dependent upon these functional proteins. These are not the proteins which we eat. These are not the proteins which we take for our growth and repair of our body. These are the functional proteins which are produced inside our cells. And when these are produced, our behavior is regulated, our phenotypic characters are regulated. I hope you understand what is a phenotypic character. Phenotypic character is a character which appears morphologically. It means that we can say that a person is tall or dwarf. The person's eyeball color is black or brown. The person's hair color is black or brown or white or whatever. Anything which can be observed morphologically. Now you can ask me, what is morphologically? Morphe in Greek means form, external form, how the organism appears to be. And logos means study. So morphology is the external structure. The study of external structure of an organism is morphology. So whether it is tall or dwarf or short or long, whether it is light or dark, anything, whether it is black or brown, everything comes in phenotype. So this DNA gives rise to, I would tell you, it's a very important concept. And without this concept, biology cannot run. The whole biology is dependent upon this. DNA gives rise to what you call as RNA, and RNA gives rise to what you call as proteins. So this is how the biology is running inside the cell. So everything is controlled by your DNA. So if the viral genome integrates into your genome, your body is going to produce, faulty proteins. And if faulty proteins are produced, your phenotype would be gone, your genotype would be gone. There would be several symptoms. And that's why a person sometimes, initially he shows some symptoms. If the doctor is able to detect the disease, is able to get rid of that disease, the person is saved. Otherwise, that person is gone. So can you tell me, what is the name of this process? The formation of RNA from DNA. Can anyone tell me? Just write it down in your chat box. The formation of RNA from DNA. What is this process known as? Anyone? Krishna? Sandeepani? Let me check. Very nice. It's good. Yes, anyone else? Yes, I would like to have answers from all of you. Krishna. Because see, all of you have to clear NEET. All of you. None of you should be left. Yes. Krishna, any answer from your side? No problem if you don't know. If you would like to have something, if you would like to say something. Mahesh. R.A. Vishwa. Yes, any answer. No problem. No problem, Vishwa. See, the saying, accepting this that I don't know, sir, that is very, very important for science. Very nice, Krishna. Very nice. I knew that you would like to come. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? No. Yes, a question from Sandeepani. Do viruses have nucleus? No. Viruses don't have nucleus, Sandeepani, because there is no need of nucleus. Now, is the genetic material present in them? Yes, the genetic material is present in them. Two kinds of genetic materials are present. In some of the viruses, DNA is present. All of you here try to understand this question. Sandeepani has asked a question. Do viruses have nucleus? If not, then why? Viruses do not have nucleus. There is no need of nucleus because they are totally dependent on the living organism for using their cellular machinery. So they are doing everything when they are coming inside a living cell, they are using the host cell machinery. Okay, that's why they do not have nucleus. Whereas, then why, it is clear to you, but then there is one question, whether do have genetic material? Yes, they have genetic material. Some of the viruses have RNA as the genetic material. Some of the viruses have DNA as the genetic material. The viruses which have DNA as the genetic material, they are called as DNA viruses. And the viruses which have RNA as the genetic material, they are called as RNA viruses. But here I would like to come back. Sandeepani, I hope your doubt is clear. If you allow me to move forward. Okay, so now this process, as two of you out of the 4 students, 2 students have given the right answer. The formation of RNA from DNA is called as, write it down, this is very, very important one, transcription. Transcription. And the formation of protein from RNA. Can anyone tell this? Yes. Anyone? Very simple. Okay. Again, Sandeepani has given the answer, but yes, I would like other students also to come forward. Yes, good. Krishna? Mahesh? Okay, Mahesh? Yes, Krishna has also answered it correctly. Nice. Mahesh? Good students. You're good students. No problem, Mahesh. Very good. Yes. And Are Vishwa? Okay, so I would answer this. So it is translation. Very nice. It is translation. Please write it down. Those who did not know this, please write it down. And those who know it also, you must also understand that formation of protein from RNA is translation, but this translation process can be sometimes wrong also. So if it turns wrong, in that case, faulty proteins are produced. And this is what happens in case of lysogenic cycle. When the viral genome enters into your genome, it gets attached with the host genome, and finally, the faulty proteins are produced. So this is all about this. And then one thing I would like to ask you that what is this called as? This whole thing, what we can call this as? So this is the basis of biology. This is the basis of molecular biology. Inside the cells, what is happening at the molecular level? What is this called as? Anyone? No. Would you like to answer it? No. Okay. So this is called as the central dogma of molecular biology. This is the basis of the whole biology. Central dogma of molecular biology. So it's very, very interesting. So this is how it goes on. And viruses are not included in any of the kingdoms. There is no separate kingdom for viruses. These are called as Enigma of Life. And but yes, in biology we study about viruses because whenever these enter into living cells, they cause diseases. Any doubt? So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I think so. If you have any doubts or anything, any suggestion, I hope the speed was okay today. Yes, students, Sandeepani, was the speed okay today? Okay, let me check. Okay. Yes. Okay. Everyone has said yes, sir. But then one more thing. Did you understand all the things? Okay. And okay. So one more question is there. So as a teacher, I cannot leave a question. Sandeepani has asked one question. Sir, after protein, is enzymes are formed? Yes, beta. Enzymes are formed, but proteins can give rise to several other compounds like hormones also, like insulin. Insulin is a hormone. So proteins can become hormones also. Proteins can become antibodies also, like immunoglobulins. Proteins can form enzymes also, like pepsin or trypsin or carboxypeptidase and so on. So they can form several numbers of compounds. So this is the answer. Any doubt? Any one of you? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'm open for questions. Any questions? All clear. Okay, Sandeepani has said all clear. What about others? Krishna, Mahesh, and Are Vishwa? Any doubt? Okay, same. Arya Vishwa said, is saying all clears. What would the faulty proteins result into? Yes, Mahesh, good question. Krishna is also saying all clear. Okay, Mahesh, one question is from your side. Faulty proteins result into the production of, faulty proteins result into production of wrong phenotypes. Suppose the DNA, the portion of DNA which is regulating your eye color, or suppose the portion of DNA is regulating your sight. So in that case, if a faulty protein is produced, the person would be blind. That particular phenotype for which that particular protein is responsible, that particular phenotype would be affected. I hope you got it. Mahesh, you got it, or is there any other doubt? Please ask the questions. Never suppress the doubts. That's how science will progress. Okay, that's nice. Good. Thank you, students. Thanks a lot. I loved it. You people are really good students. Thank you.